Hey guys, so it's Maya with Bumblebee AcuTherapy, and I'm coming to you for my very, very first Pregnant Acupuncturist series. I want you to make sure to watch until the very end because there's a great discount that you're going to be getting on the product that I'm going to be talking about today. And you're also going to get some tips on how to save your breast milk while you're pumping, make sure you have less leakage, better storage, and everything just is going to work out so much better. So you have all those tips that are within the video, so make sure you watch all the way to the very, very end.
So I'm Jillian with Mammaway. So I am an engineer by background.
Okay. I
have had a corporate job on a plane every other week for the last 13 years. And so when this is Gus right here. He's my third. And with the first two, I was forced to get back on a plane pretty quickly. But now let's just add a cooler. And so it was the logistics of figuring out, okay, if I'm going to breastfeed these children and be away, whether that is just across town to the office or it's to China or Australia on an 8-hour flight, how am I going to be able to do this logistically?
Yeah.
And so we put the engineering degree to good use and made a device to help with the itty-bitty freezer storage that we had in Singapore. But then found out there were some other benefits to it, and all the friends going, wait, but you can, how did you? Tell me about. And so we realized that we've got kind of this niche expertise that, I want to share, and I want to help somebody else be able to do it, so they're not stressing about how do I haul the cooler around and feed my kid. So my kids I've nursed for, between the three of them, 37 months and counting.
Wow.
Never used formula in my life.
Wow.
So
good for you.
Somehow we figured it out.
Yeah. And so for you guys that know me, I spent most of my adult life in Tokyo, Japan, where I got licensed in acupuncture. And so my kids were raised, obviously my two olders were raised in Tokyo, Japan. And so I really haven't used, my third was raised here in the States. But I didn't do a lot of breast milk because what I did was just wean for that period that my third was in daycare. And so for my two olders, I used these really awesome Japanese plastic pouches. They never broke. They never, I never had a leak issue. I would just chuck them in the freezer, and honestly,
honey, open it up, go long.
Yeah, go long. I would just chuck them in the freezer, and then honestly, I would make 3 or 4 bags a day. I would bring them in for the next day, and they might have a reserve for a day or two, but Japanese laws were so strict that they couldn't use them for a long period of time, and my kids were such milk guzzlers that I never had a stock of over 3 or 4 usually in the preschool freezer. So tell me some issues that women have here in the States. What are some issues I'm going to encounter with these little plastic bags that I'm going to have to put all my breast milk in?
So there's kind of 2 different issues. So, so if you want to be able to breastfeed and have enough storage to go back to work, yes, you only need 10 to 15 ounces. Most people. You only need maybe 10 to 20 ounces to go just to work. But you want to keep, a lot of people want to keep somewhat of a storage in there. The other thing is if people have oversupply or they want to donate. People that live in cities are going to have the milk banks. Here in Denver we have Mother's Milk Bank. They've got about 600 ongoing donors a year.
Wow.
That need this freezer space in order to do it. So what we found is, in any of the bags, what you do is you lay them flat to try to save as much space as possible.
Yeah.
But what that happens is you're either going to need an entirely dedicated shelf to do that, or you're going to sit there playing cookie sheet Jenga, hoping that somebody doesn't knock it, and then it ends up all wonky anyway.
Yeah.
Or you just straight up don't have the space to do it. So that's one of the issues with a lot of the bags. Is it takes a lot of space to be able to get able to do that.
Do you have a bag here for our new moms that are getting ready to?
So I didn't
give birth.
Of course, did not bring the bags, but I do have a picture so we can see when you lay them flat. This one right here is what they normally look like. Yeah. And what you want is you want them to get them as flat as possible.
Yeah. So just to show again, so the ones that I used to use in Japan, so they always looked like this, or some weird weird Frankenstein version of that. They never looked like that. And so what happened when I would if I did have a stock of ate in the freezer, which was quite rare, but every once in a while I would, they just kind of do this like, because they're frozen.
Yep.
Usually women freeze their breast milk because it makes it last a little bit longer, right?
Yep.
And so usually what happens is it just kind of like slides all over. They're all frozen in plastic. And, just imagine if you had like 7 individually wrapped steaks and imagine like them just like.
And they're all triangle shaped.
Yeah, and
right?
they're all like this weird shape.
Or rounded. They're not going to stack up easily.
Yeah.
And so what happens, so if I give the engineering, geek science background of it, if you think about the ice cube in a bag, and just go fill some Ziplocs with water, and just bang them into each other. It's not going to hold the water when it melts, right?
Okay.
So you don't want to do that with milk either. You've spent all this energy pumping. You don't want to waste it on the floor. And you're not really going to find that out until you go to thaw the bags. So you want to make sure you're taking care of it proactively so that you don't go to thaw it or your caregiver goes to thaw it and it ends up just going down the drain.
So that's an issue with bags here in the States then, that these
absolutely.
bags are just popping open?
Well, some of them pop open, so you'll notice some of them have a single versus a double zipper, so maybe you didn't seal it all the way. Or some of them, the material's different. They're probably, I've seen a couple of bags that are probably more like the Japanese quality that are excellent. They're a lot thicker, probably not as likely to break. But I was talking to the milk bank recently, and she said, I've yet to see a brand that doesn't break. There's not an indestructible one out there. There's ways that you can thaw it to try to save it and, stick it in a bowl to thaw it, but it's just an extra headache. And if you can put it in the freezer knowing that it's going to be well taken care of, knowing that they line up straight without sliding all over each other, it's just a more proactive way to make sure that you don't have that issue.
Okay.
And then the other one that we're finding out is that, so what I've actually done is I've taken every bag I can get my hands on and actually measured how much space it takes up when you lay it flat versus when you put it in the device. Yeah. And even though there's a couple of bags that actually lay flatter, the Lanzano up and up kind of ones, those ones I still get 25% more space in my freezer.
Wow.
So that's an extra bag, so that space that would have been 4 bags, I can now fit 5. Okay. So it's a little bit extra incremental, but if you've got the limited space,
right,
or if you've got oversupply and you've got tons of ounces in the freezer,
looking to donate
Costco or like whatever you've got to fill it up with, that extra little bit helps. And with the triangle kind of bags, I've had as much as 46%.
Wow.
The Medela ones are really popular for being able to stand up. They're a little bit thicker, but they don't lay flat at all on their own. And that one in the space that was 5 bags laid flat, I can do 9.
Wow.
Flat.
So this is amazing. I totally agree. So this is it's a space-saving thing. It's going to save your bags because they're not going to break as much because they're not going to be bumping into each other. So it's going to save your breast milk. It's going to save you money on the bags because you're not going to be using as many that are breaking. And it's going to save space in your freezer. Yep. And it's going to save you some emotional bandwidth because you don't have to worry about it. You just put this. And is this what it looks like?
That is what it looks like. So we can take it out if we pull the elastic off the bottom.
So you guys saying it just has these like, I don't know, these are the kind of bands they used to use on the lunch boxes in Japan. These little elastic bands. Cool.
Yeah. Oh. And then
So does this stay on the side then?
Yeah. Put it back on there.
Okay.
So I've got one option I've actually used at shows where if you needed to freeze overnight, like when I was in a hotel and I needed to freeze tomorrow morning before I leave.
Right.
We put a metal plate in there instead, so the plastic versus the metal freezes a lot faster. So if you want to swap that out, that's why these can come off.
Okay.
But then you can, I've got a video on my website that shows how to use it, but you lay it open and you put the milk bag, let's see what I got here. Put the milk bags in and then.
Cool. So like, let's say that this metal plate is the milk bag. And this is a double bag.
Yep.
So is that white one is a double bag too?
So you can do 2 bags at once.
Okay. And so do you sell ones that are
I have a single one as well.
Okay.
Yep. So if you just got 1 bag at a time.
Okay. So you just like place your milk in there.
Yep.
Maybe you place 2 bags in there.
Yep.
And then you just close the sucker up.
Yep.
I think I put that metal one in there backwards though.
That's all right. You get the idea.
Yeah. And then you just close it with your band, and I'm assuming it's going to be a lot thicker than this if you guys are actually pumping, right?
I forgot to bring my my little demo bags.
It's
Sorry about
okay.
that.
Yeah,
my fake milk bags.
Yeah, and then you just, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a little thicker than this, obviously,
Yep.
when you have those bags in there. But, like, then you just chuck it in the freezer.
Jam it in next to the Dino Nuggets. Stuff in the door.
Don't know what Dino Nuggets are, but okay.
Oh, most of the world knows what Dino Nuggets are.
Okay. I got to catch up.
Yeah.
So how much are these? Like, if I were to get, I mean, what's the difference between one's black, one's white? Is that just an aesthetic?
Just a difference in color. Yep.
Okay.
People have a preference. Thing? Yep. Okay. The single bag one is $14.
Okay.
The double bag one's $24. And as soon as the milk's frozen, you take it out, put that in the stash, and you reuse the device.
Okay. And then how much are these little metal things?
Those ones I'm doing for $10. So,
okay,
and I usually do them at shows. I haven't actually put them online yet. I'm trying to figure out if people.
So if I wanted to do one of these, would I just take this middle piece out?
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you guys see that? So it's like there's 3 pieces of plastic here, and if I wanted to freeze overnight and like just freeze real quick, which is something I actually had to do because I was pumping. My first was born when I was in acupuncture school. And so I was pumping like on 10-minute breaks and my lunch hour and things like that. So I literally had like 10 minutes, maybe 15 to run into the changing room in the locker room that we would use to change into we had like kind of like nursing wear that we had to change into. It's long. Anyway. So then I would run in there and like sit on the floor and express really quick and, and then get it out. So you guys have to take out this little middle piece, and then I guess you put in this little metal piece, and then you're good to go.
Or if you wanted to put both of them in there and do 3 bags at once, you could line those up.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And so it's, how many do you think women need to start out?
So that depends on your supply.
Okay.
We made them a double one because we figure there's 2 sides, 2 bags.
Yeah.
I would have 2 of them. I've usually got. Going in my freezer right now, I've got 2 doubles and 1 single. So there's usually 4 to 5 bags.
Wow.
Every other day.
I thought I produced a lot. No, not that much.
I think I've got about 800 ounces right now. So if you want to just throw 1 bag in, if you're doing bags that are 2 ounces versus 6 ounces, you can do either one. It's flexible enough to take whatever you need.
Okay.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely see, as a mom, I definitely see the value in this product. Saying that, as a therapist, I know a lot of my patients are pumping after they go back to work, and it's really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And I know I treat them for the shoulder pain after they come in. But, yeah, this is definitely something that I think I'm going to recommend them.
Tension. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stress tension. Yeah. So
and then you can just go onto your website.
Yep. So you can either go Freeze It Flat, which is what it's called, freezeitflat.com, or Mammaway.com, and they both redirect. So whatever one's easier to remember.
Put in.
Yep. So.
And then we'll put a link to that down in the video notes.
See it. There we go. Whoop. Other way. So there, Freeze It Flat or Mammaway.
Oh. You guys, so for everybody who's watching this and is really, really interested in this product, I know that Mammaway ships. You guys ship worldwide or just?
We've got a number of countries, so definitely U.S., Canada.
How about Mexico?
Singapore. I don't believe I have Mexico set up, but I could. I could set up Mexico.
Okay.
Definitely. And then I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave these. I'm going to leave you one.
Nice.
You let me know if you want black or white, if you have a color preference.
Cool.
And what if we did, if we did a discount code for your audience, your network?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
You want to pick a word?
So why don't we do Bumblebee?
Okay.
So you guys can go on to either, again, I'll put this in the notes. So either Freeze It Flat or other way, or Mammaway. And then if you guys put in Bumblebee into your code,
20% off.
All right,
There
sweet.
you go.
That's a great, nice. Yeah, and so you guys will get 20% off. So if you guys have any questions about this product, it is a really, really good product that is starting to really take off, especially in the Colorado area. I know that
it's been fun.
Our local milk bank is super excited about this, and I know a lot of hospitals are too. But if you have any questions about the product, feel free to just reach on out.
The company is me. You get me behind every message and email. This is it.
And you guys,
COO and janitor, right
so
here.
what platforms is Mammaway on?
We've got Facebook,
okay.
Instagram. I have a YouTube channel, but not overly active on it.
Okay.
But definitely Facebook and Instagram.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool.
Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the note, or you can message either one of us. And have a great day.
Thanks, Maya.
Bye-bye. You guys, thank you for watching to the very, very end of that video. As we said before, make sure you go to Mammaway and put in the discount code Bumblebee, because that'll give you 20% off all of their products, and their products are really awesome. If you guys are interested in Bumblebee AcuTherapy and interested in getting some more acupuncture to help a healthy pregnancy, feel free to hit me up. We can get you scheduled, or I can find an acupuncturist in your area that specializes in pregnancy, postnatal care, or in treating your little kiddos.